today in the reading packet. And the reading packet is the one that says Reading Unit 2. There we go. Reading Unit 2, Informational Text Matched with Social Studies, History, Explorers from Europe. You're going to open up to page 13 and 14. So if you go ahead and open up your book, you're going to do these two pages without me, page 13 and 14. So page 13 is some vocab. Page 14, we're going to start on a new story. So on page 13, it says, how does the author use reasons and evidence to support opinions and claims? So as fifth graders, we need to be able to identify which reasons and evidence support which particular points in the text. And then we're also going to work on evaluate which claims the author supported with facts and evidence, free from bias, and those supported with opinions, and evaluate whether the reasons and evidence is sound. So we're going to use an article titled, Christopher Columbus didn't discover the New World, he rediscovered it. So before you even go further, I want you to stop, pause this video, predict what claim the author will make in this article. So a claim, you're saying something is true. So pause. What do you think this will be about? Okay, so I'm going to assume that you unpaused. So since it says Christopher Columbus didn't discover the New World, he rediscovered it. Some good predictions, and there's lots of them, but a good one might be that someone else maybe discovered the New World. Because rediscovered it, someone else would have had to discover it first. That would be a good prediction. Or maybe instead of someone rediscovering it, maybe he went back to it more than one time. That might be a good prediction. But looking at it, Christopher Columbus didn't discover the New World, so it has to have something to do with he didn't just find it. Maybe it wasn't lost. That could be another prediction. So that right there, predict, is what we're saying before we read. Moving down the page on 13, clarify vocabulary. Write a sentence or draw a picture to share the meaning. So continents, one of several very large land masses of the world. So I want you to start there. Pause. Either put that into a sentence, draw a picture. And there we go. I drew the perfect Africa. Africa is one of the continents. Nailed it. Moving on. Hemisphere. Half of the earth. So you can go ahead and either write a sentence or draw a hemisphere, half of the earth. I'm going to pause and do that. Okay, so this time, there we go. I drew the northern hemisphere. I used the scribble tool. So I have half. So I cut the earth in half, and there we have North America, and there's Europe, and a little bit of Africa over there. Northern hemisphere, half of the earth. The next one, colony. An area under the political control of another country occupied by settlers from that country. So colony, an area under political control of another country occupied by settlers from that country. Okay, I'm going to try this one real quick. Okay, so for this one, I drew a crown. That's a fancy crown right there. So I drew a crown, and they have the rules, and then it points over to my really bad drawing of North America. So the king over here has rules, and he's ruling that country there. There's my colony. All right, moving on. Expedition. A journey. Oop. Wanted to just slide this. Okay, wait, nope, that's as far as I can go. Okay. A journey undertaken by a group of people with the purpose of exploration. So a journey undertaken by a group of people.
Pardon interruption.
Okay, so since I got interrupted anyway, I went and found a good picture for exploration. So there, he's taking a journey. His group of people's over here, you can't see them. And they're going to explore, they're going to discover something. Moving on. Globalization. The development of the global economy. I might use the internet again for this one. Okay, this one's a super one. So it shows the U.S. here, and it shows how there's trading going on between the U.S. and it's going over to China, and it's going to South America, and it's going over to Europe and India. So, and then Canada and Mexico. So there's global economy, trading back and forth, goods and money. That's a great picture right there. And then navigate to steer a course through water. Okay, and I have everybody's favorite tool. It's a compass used so that I can navigate because I need to know what direction I'm going in to then steer my boat. All right, we're going to move on to page 14. Page 14 starts our article, Christopher Columbus didn't discover the New World, he rediscovered it. So this is out of Encyclopedia Britannica, adapted by the New Zealand staff, and I edited it down. So this is Leif Erikson, discovers North America before Christopher Columbus, photos from Wikimedia. So again, this is Christopher Columbus didn't discover the New World, he rediscovered it. The year 1492 was extremely important in human history. Christopher Columbus landed on the Caribbean islands. Europeans did not immediately realize it. However, the Italian explorer accidentally discovered the Americas, even though he wasn't the first European to reach the Americas. The Americas are the continent of the Western Hemisphere. They are made up of South America, North America, which includes Central America, Greenland, and the Caribbean islands. Europeans called them the New World because at the time they were completely unknown. The ancestors of the Native Americans were the first to reach the Americas. These early explorers crossed a land bridge over the Bering Strait. This bridge connected Asia to what is now Alaska. The first Europeans did not arrive in the Americas until thousands of years later. By that time, the Native Americans had already explored and settled the land, but when the Europeans arrived, they called it the New World. So based on what's in these 3 paragraphs, why do we say that Columbus discovered America if it's technically not true? Well, to look at it, looking at the text evidence that's here, why do we say that Columbus discovered America if it's technically not true? The Europeans called it the New World because at the time, these places were completely unknown. So if the Europeans had no idea that this stuff existed, but Columbus comes and finds it and then goes back and he's telling stories about this, that would be part of it. So in here, I'm going to go ahead and write an answer altogether. Okay, so we say Columbus discovered America because the Europeans didn't know that North and South America existed before he sailed there. So that is why we say that Columbus discovered America. Okay, so that is it for filling out page 13 and 14 in your packet today.